The anime starts as blood drips on a flower from the head of the fallen when an executioner is tasked to take the life of our protagonist, Gabimaru. Even though the executioner hit Gabimaru's neck multiple times with a sharpened blade, the only thing he manages to break is his sword, which startles the officers present there. This also makes Gabimaru think about the reason he cannot die, even though he wants to, as he has been living with the burden of killing thousands of people. Later in the night, Asaemon Sagiri, a well-known executioner who is taking note of Gabimaru's life, informs Sagiri that the blade was dull, that's why it couldn't pierce his neck, even though he wants to die. After talking with Gabimaru, Sagiri narrates that Gabimaru was born in the Iwagakure clan, which is famous for breeding assassins, as their training is only completed by inhuman beings, while others succumb to their deaths. The next morning, Gabimaru was put on a stake, a brutal death sentence that is given to a person who kills people through arson. Even though he is burnt alive, Gabimaru still survives, which surprises everyone. After that, Gabimaru is questioned by Sagiri, who asks about Gabimaru's life story, which makes Gabimaru claim that his parents were killed by the village chief for unknown reasons, which he doesn't bother about, and also claims that he lived his life killing people. But as he wanted to leave the village chief plotted his capture, which makes Sagiri ask Gabimaru the reason for leaving the village, and he ignores it. The next day, Gabimaru is again given a capital punishment, but he resists, which is seen by Sagiri, who yet again asks Gabimaru his reason for leaving his clan. Gabimaru finally gives in, claiming that as he was the star assassin in the Iwagakure clan, he was married off to the village chief's daughter, who was an utter nuisance for him, as she was all nice and cuddly even though she was the daughter of the chief, which irritated him, so he decided to leave the village. But as the chief doesn't let his people leave, he gives him an impossible mission with some traitor teammate, who left him as soon as he was captured, which made him lose his will to live. In the night, while leaving, Sagiri is approached by a government official who claims that Sagiri shouldn't get involved with Gabimaru, as he is the infamous Gabimaru the Hollow, a person with no remorse and no fear of blood or death, as he also killed 20 people when he was captured, which makes Sagiri ponder on the reason why Gabimaru wants to live. Meanwhile, Gabimaru thinks about Sagiri's words and decides to give in to his next execution attempt. But when he is thrown in boiling water, he still survives, which makes him think about the reason he stopped from dying. Sagiri claims to the government official that she is ready for performing her task. After that, Gabimaru is taken to the specified place where he encounters Sagiri, making the official inform Gabimaru that Sagiri is from the famous Yamada clan, which specializes in executing criminals by beheading them. The look on Sagiri's face makes Gabimaru realize that he will die if he doesn't make a move, and as he thinks, Sagiri approaches him and tries to slice his neck, making Gabimaru afraid as he moves away from her. Sagiri claims that Gabimaru doesn't want to die as he has an attachment to this world, which is his wife, Yuri, which startles him as he remembers his moments with Yuri, who accepted Gabimaru even though he is an assassin. Gabimaru fights with Sagiri, thinking that he doesn't deserve such a beautiful life, as he remembers Yuri in a flashback, who was punished for living her life as a normal girl, but she continued her ways, and the time with her also changed Gabimaru in ways that he cannot comprehend himself. So he decided to leave the village with the chief's approval, but he ambushed them with traitors, causing Gabimaru to be captured and die. Intense feelings flow in Gabimaru as he makes his way towards Sagiri, who shows a letter of pardon that he can obtain if he goes to the underworld, an island of Kotaku, which is located far from here and is also called Paradise or Heaven, because of the presence of exquisite beauty present in Mother Nature. The island is also famous for the presence of an elixir that gives immortality to whoever drinks it, which made the kingdom of Shogunate send out several search parties for it, but they returned with flowers attached to their body parts. This situation made the kingdom decide that they will send out the heinous criminals in the next expedition, making Sagiri decide which criminal has the most will to perform such an impossible mission. Sagiri also uses Gabimaru's love for his wife to convince him for the job, making the official act on their violation as they decide to kill Gabimaru and Sagiri. But Gabimaru uses ninjutsu to injure almost everyone present there, while he claims that he wants to go to the island as soon as possible, so that he can meet his wife soon. But Sagiri informs him that they will have to make a pit stop at Edo Island, which makes Gabimaru sulk, but he still complies to accompany Sagiri as he wants to meet his wife. In a flashback, Sagiri remembers her father, who beheaded a condemned storyteller while he was telling his story, and his cut was so neat that even the storyteller didn't know when he was cut, which made Sagiri decide to move into his father's footsteps. As Sagiri grew, she became an executioner herself, but when she made her first kill, others complimented her, but she felt fear and burden reaching her, which was seen by Aizen, who claimed that if she will face fear, the people executed by her sword will feel more pain. After some time, Sagiri performs another execution, causing Aizen to ask Sagiri to look at her sword, which startles her as she thinks about the burden and fear she is feeling while killing the condemned people, which makes her contemplate on how she can overcome that. In the present day, many death row criminals are gathered at Edo Island, and the officer informs the criminals about the person who organized this event, named Tokugawa. While Sagiri watches a few of the criminals with their biodata about the crimes they committed, and Gabimaru claims that he wants to see Tokugawa, but Sagiri declines it. Meanwhile, the officer informs the criminals that they are tasked to bring an elixir of life from the island of Kotaku, and while doing so, they will receive a full pardon from their government, meaning they won't be executed, which makes the crowd go silent. One of them laughs as he thinks that getting such pardon will be suitable for him, as he will be able to kill yet again, making Sagiri think if she can kill such a person without any hesitation. But Sagiri's thoughts are interrupted when one of the criminals named Yuzuriha tries to talk with Gabimaru and taunts him for his petite build and height, making Sagiri look at her sword, which shows a person's true nature, and the look of Gabimaru on the sword startles her. After that, one of the officials tries to explain the island's view, which makes the criminals complain, so another official asks the criminals to remove their masks to show them the atrocity the island can cause. They show them one of the sergeants who managed to return alive recently, as the others are missing, and he takes an inhuman form, surprising everyone, with one of them asking to leave, and make an official cry as he claims that they are given once-in-a-lifetime offer to only travel to paradise and also have a chance to get their life back. One of the criminals asks about the authenticity of the elixir, which makes the head official inform the rest that their participation is voluntary, and one of the criminals leaves. But as soon as he walks away, Aizen kills him with no hesitation. This makes the head official inform that all the criminals will be assigned monitors, whose purpose will be to look after their respective criminals, as they are on death row, and if their monitors will die, the criminals will be killed as well, which makes Gabimaru ask Sagiri if the official is telling the truth, and Sagiri confirms it. After that, the Excellency asks one of the officials to relay his message, which includes that the criminals will have to reduce their number, as the ship size and the number of executioners is small, making one of the criminals named Aza Chobe start killing, while he explains that this is what the official meant by their statement. The official agrees, and carnage ensues in the lot. As the bloodbath continues, the Excellency feels intrigued by such a situation, while he also asks one of the officials about the dangerous criminals, and the official informs that the criminal's record written in red is supposed to be the deadliest criminal, as they also have superhuman powers, which include Chobe and Gabimaru. But when they look at Gabimaru, he is sitting idly. All the chaos causes Sagiri to feel overwhelmed, which makes Aizen approach her and resents Sagiri for choosing the executioner job as her profession. Aizen's comments take Sagiri into her past, as she remembers that being born in the Yamada clan only means that they have to see corpses every day, as they either behead the criminals or make medicine from the dead bodies. Sagiri also remembers running from other kids who taunted her for being the daughter of an executioner, and even threw rocks at her, which made Sagiri put her feelings aside, and she decided to face the hurdles head-on. While Sagiri is talking with Aizen, 3 criminals decide to attack her as she is a woman, but she moves towards them and kills them, though with hesitation, causing her to feel same fear, but her thoughts are interrupted when she hears Gabimaru claim that the feeling to not kill is natural, and the Excellency should stop this massacre, but the officer asks him to move back, while Gabimaru keeps on claiming that being criminal doesn't mean that they all kill for pleasure, which makes one of the official claim that he can forfeit and ask some of the criminals to take on Gabimaru with the offer that can go to the island if they kill Gabimaru. The criminals approach Gabimaru, who tries to reason with them by claiming that they don't want senseless killing, but as they don't listen, Gabimaru claims that now he will have to bear the burden of their death and slays all the criminals who try to kill him, which throws everyone in awe. Gabimaru's words about bearing the burden resound in Sagiri's mind, and she cries as she thinks that she doesn't need the strength to not fear, but the resolve to take the burden of the lives she takes. After all the killings, the official informs about the 10 criminals who will march towards the island, including Chobe, Tamiya Gantetsu Sai, Twisted Keiyun, Nurugai, Horibo, Gabimaru, Akaginu, Yuzuriha, Moromakia, and Rokurota, informing them of their mission while they venture towards their possible demise. In a flashback, Gabimaru recalls the village chief's demonstration of immortality, which involved him surviving a deadly attack thanks to a mysterious elixir from a faraway land. In the present, however, Sagiri appears to doubt the existence of such an elixir, despite Gabimaru's claims. As they journey through a strange and creepy environment, Gabimaru frees himself from the ropes while he warns Sagiri of the potential dangers that lie ahead, causing Sagiri to inform the shogun's rules, refusing to allow Gabimaru to break free from his bonds. Gabimaru tries to reason with her, pointing out that many obstacles they will face, including a lack of food, water, and a vague clue about the elixir's whereabouts. However, Sagiri becomes frustrated with his complaints and draws her sword, threatening him with execution if he doesn't comply. Gabimaru reluctantly ties his hands back, realizing that Sagiri is not his ally but his executioner, as she also warns Gabimaru that if he refuses her orders, she will kill him. As Gabimaru ties his hands, suddenly, Keiyun attacks Gabimaru with his giant flail, sending him flying, but Gabimaru survives his attack, only dislocating his neck, which startles Sagiri. Gabimaru points out that Keiyun's hands are not tied, and Sagiri is left puzzled. She asks Kisho, who claims that they can tie them up on return, causing Gabimaru to side with Kisho. Keiyun gets angry as Gabimaru doesn't recognize him, banging his box of weapons on the floor and asking Gabimaru to fight. However, Gabimaru explains that there would be no point in fighting, as it would only give the others an advantage. Instead, they should finish off the other criminals to buy time to look for the elixir. But Keiyun doesn't listen and runs up to him, and the situation intensifies. Sagiri insists that Gabimaru ties his hands, causing him to comply, reminding himself that he wants to see his wife again. The fight ensues and Keiyun attacks Gabimaru with multiple weapons, but he withstands them all as he ties his rope. Gabimaru finally defeats Keiyun with a spear, but Keiyun stands up and reveals his armor sewn onto his skin. But Gabimaru mutilates Keiyun even with his tied hands, which surprises both the monitors. Gabimaru suggests that they start looking for the elixir, and Kisho takes Keiyun's head as proof of his death to leave, making Sagiri remind him to be careful as 60 men went missing on the island. Kisho warns Sagiri that the ones who need to be cautious are those around the criminals, as they are expendable and can kill at any moment. Before leaving, Kisho claims that a lot has changed since they ventured onto this island, as some criminals tried to kill each other, and some met their demise, including Aizen, who got killed by his hungry prisoner. Kisho predicts that the situation will change rapidly, with more than half of the criminals dying and only one remaining in less than a day. Kisho offers to help Gabimaru by beheading him, but the ninja warns him to stop joking. Sagiri is reminded to stay on guard around the criminals, even though they have been traveling without any incidents in a few hours. After Kisho departs, Sagiri reflects on Gabimaru's dangerous nature and is caught off guard when he suddenly attacks her. Sagiri barely manages to block Gabimaru's attack and confronts him with a cold stare. He confesses that he had hoped to finish her off painlessly. When Sagiri looks into his eyes, she believes she has discovered his true nature. Meanwhile, Gabimaru remembers the day his parents were killed by the chief for wanting to leave the village. The chief had told him that emotions make a person weak, and that unless one is strong, one cannot protect anyone. Sagiri reminds him that it is a violation of the rules to attack her, but Gabimaru reveals that in this situation, everything is a matter of priority, as he only needs to retrieve the elixir before his clan members reach the island, or everything will be lost. During their fight, Gabimaru thinks of an interaction with his wife, who let him know that it's normal not wanting to kill anyone, and that his heart was beginning to change for the better, as he thinks that he has lost that ruthlessness a bit, which affected him in his mission and caused him to experience weakness. As they continue to clash, Gabimaru fails to land the finishing blow when the opportunity arises, and he notices it as a weakness again. He remembers the boss's words that help him turn cold again. Gabimaru breaks Sagiri's sword and tries to finish her off, but hesitates, which makes Sagiri realize that Gabimaru was just the product of his environment, making Sagiri feel that Gabimaru is just another tormented soul like her, but he endured and tried to hide his emotions. Gabimaru begins to cry, calling himself weak for not being able to finish Sagiri off, causing Sagiri to inform him that it's not weakness, but rather the seed of strength. While Sagiri puts away Gabimaru's sword, she compares not feeling anything with one who averts their gaze and believes that not running away from emotions is where true strength lies, making Sagiri further claim Gabimaru indirectly taught her to face her demons as well. As Sagiri gets up, she tells Gabimaru that she will overlook his wrongdoings. Meanwhile, Fuji and Tamiya stumble upon strange statues that turn out to be creatures with human faces. When one of the creatures attaches itself to Tamiya's hand, the swordsman cuts his hand off without hesitation. As they explore further, more creatures emerge, including a giant one with hands for eyes. Meanwhile, Gabimaru and Sagiri also face a fish-headed creature, and the ninja prepares to attack, while Sagiri stays back. And on this cliffhanger, our recap for today comes to an end. This anime will surely keep you on your heels. Will Sagiri and Gabimaru manage to survive? Comment down below what you think and if you want a second part of the series. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Annie Recaps to find more awesome animes like this to watch on your feed. With that said, till next time, peace!